process of it?
I mean, I love all of it. You know, I can't say that there's a part of coaching in the National Football League that I don't enjoy. But yeah, I mean, this process, this is a part of that. You know, when you say development, I think immediately the rookies, and how they come into our league, to this league, onto this team or any team. There's a slew of rookies across the league who they got a long way to go. They got a lot of catching up to do. It's not here; it's across the league. Whether it's new environment, new coaches. They've been in some instances a locker room that they're very comfortable in. Now they're in a totally different locker room. They don't know what 494 is or 35W, which is east, you know what I mean? So they're trying to get acclimated and figure things out. And there's a lot of development there, and they can develop quickly because they don't know as much. But yeah, all of this is exciting for me. Getting to know the guys, spending time with them, finding out the things that they do well, what buttons to push, what buttons not to push. I mean, that's all part of it. And we're in the beginning phases. We just got done with phase 1, which was 2 weeks. Phase 2 was 3 weeks. So do math, 6 weeks or whatever it is. I'm not good at math. But all of it is fun for me.
Chris Long from KSTP TV.
Chris.
How do you balance trying to do the install with especially defensive line, where there are still some questions on exactly what things might look like in week 1?
I think you coach every player on a specific technique and fundamental, based on what we're putting in that day. Look, every team's going to look different, from now until the start of the season. We're at 90 now. Every team's going to look different. That's an unfortunate part of this business. But we teach every guy the same. Again, I've told our guys this: I don't care where they came from, or what means they got to this team. First round, trade, free agent, undrafted. You come here, you put in the work, you find a way to learn and even more than that, apply what you learn and contribute, and you'll have an opportunity. That's across the board. I mean, that's not specific to defense. I mean, that's what KO's saying in our team meetings. That's what Matt Daniels was saying in the special teams meeting. So we coach them all the same, and we try to give them the information they need to go out there and have some success.
Right, Caleb Evans was talking a couple weeks ago how he's working on changing his tackling technique a little bit to address the concussions that he had. Just curious, in your experience as a coach, like what are the coaching points there in terms of what he or anybody should work on if that's their goal to minimize the head contact, and what you thought of him just as a player from what you've seen so far?
Yeah, really the guy you should talk to about that is Max Arabo. He's our designated tackling enthusiast. Let's call that. But yeah, safety is obviously the number one point that we make with our players. Keeping your head out of the tackle. There was when I grew up, it was get your head across.
Yeah.
Which if you just look at the mechanics of getting your head across, there's instances where you need to do it. It's 3rd inches, 4th inches. You don't want them to fall forward. What you got to do. Most cases when you're tackling, you want to keep your head out of it completely and wrap, roll, and do those things. But if you want to get into the heavy specifics, that's the guy to talk to.
And what have you thought of Caleb just in the time that you've been able to watch him practice?
Caleb's been great. Look, we got a good group. These guys work hard. It's important to them. They're having fun out there, which is important. We work hard, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's a game we play. It's with little kids, and I try to point that out. At times, I mean, there was a clip on day 1 where the DBs are over there dancing, and we caught it on video, and that's what we want to see. That's what we like to see. But at Caleb specifically, obviously it's year 2 for him. He's, a little bit more comfortable, but is really working at his craft, footwork, hand placement, those techniques, those fundamentals. Down the field, seeing the ball in the air, going and getting it, using some of the things that are strengths of his, and trying to minimize some of, what, some might perceive as weaknesses. That's really what he's been working on, and really, I would say the same thing about all our guys here.
Brian, that cornerback group is so young. Do you view the next few months as a competition to see who's going to occupy those spots alongside Byron?
Again, it's always a competition. I think that's how you really get the best version of each player, of each coach, of each whatever it is, media member. Like I said, you don't care about what means you got here. Our guys are gonna, compete, at different positions. That's part of it. Maybe you're not the starter at this position, but you are the starter in this position, or you find some playing time in a different role. But yeah, always a competition. All those corners that you mentioned are part of that. It's a young group. They're all working hard, and we'll try to find the best combination that works for our team, for that specific game.
Brian, when it comes to the intangibles, I know you said you wanted an aggressive defense, and that's how you are as a person. Even guys on the offense, and Alexander Madison, some of the other guys were saying, whoa, the defense coming at us, intense, exotic, already in OTAs day 2. They were happily surprised that it came that early. That was something you would intentionally set, like, let's go out even though it's OTAs and this is how we're going to be?
I mean, Madison's pretty intense. He's coming at us pretty good too, which is, look, it's competitive, and like I said, we've tried to install, or I should say, we're installing an aggressive, style of defense. But I think, identity is a big part of it as well. And building an identity is a big part of playing defense in this league. It's early, but that's part of it too. I understand that. I try to impart that to our players. And that happens over time. Every time we step on the practice field, what is our identity? What are people going to say about us? Not that we're worried about that, but what do we want it to look like? And that's a lot of the conversation that's had in our meeting room. And, we'll continue to have it. Try to continue to work to put that product on the field that we talked about making it look like.
Does that identity come from you saying this is how we're going to play, or does that identity come from you figuring out these guys, how they work, and how that forms an identity?
I think it's certainly not just me. We've got a great staff. I would say in these few months that I've been here, spending time with Saravo, spending time with Durante, spending time with Rump, Smitty. I mean, these guys are very good coaches. They've got acumen. It's been collaborative in a lot of ways. I think they understand, my nature as far as wanting to be aggressive but not reckless. And so again, not necessarily me, but yes, to answer your question, I think we're all trying to find out what guys do best, put them in good positions to do what they do well. It's hard to do that in this setting because so much of the game is physical. So you're kind of forecasting based on what you've seen. And yeah, that's part of it too. You have to forecast based on what we do with the history. But there's some new guys who we haven't seen. They need to get a fair shake as well. So a lot of the final decisions of what we're going to be are going to be made down the road. But right now, it's just basic information, basic install, terminology, getting to know each other, fundamentals, techniques, and just